everybody. Welcome to Tadaima, Terrace House Podcast, your weekly companion, your favorite show on Netflix. I'm Robert Scarpanito, and I am joined here by Daily Wilhelm.
Konbanwa.
And Jack Cepeda.
With a bittersweet and somewhat tearful irashaimase.
You sound like someone died. And Colin Sparling.
Here we are at the edge of the universe.
We've come so far.
I guess someone died because we're just all so sad.
Opening New Doors died.
It did. Today is our last Opening New Doors focused episode. Of course, we'll probably still talk about it in the future. Terrace House is an ever-growing thing, but today we're talking about missed connections, and it's going to be our farewell send-off to the Opening New Doors season.
Basically, we've run out of ideas.
That's not true. That's not true. I've been holding this in my pocket for 14 years.
14 years.
14. I was just like, I need the reality TV show that'll fit this idea, but this idea is good.
And so this is even a bigger day for you then, I guess.
Oh, 100%. It's a real big day, but I'm not going to be bittersweet and weep about it like you two.
It's our last episode. It's our last official coverage of Opening New Doors. It's a big day. Let's celebrate.
Let's just awkwardly not hug at the end the way that Opening New Doors ended.
That's true. By the end of this episode, all four of us will hate each other, so stay tuned for that. We'll find out how that happens.
Fuck you guys.
Guys, I bought everyone's socks except Robert.
How dare you?
The incident begins.
I mean, should I not bring up the hand-touching incident then?
Whoa.
Oh, no.
What the fuck?
Hey, man, I did that off the air, okay? No one knows about it.
So today we're talking about misconnections. If you're unfamiliar with the term, the idea is that we're looking at all the boys, all the girls, everyone that was in Opening New Doors, and some of them came in at different times, others left at other times. But what if this person and that person were in the house together? What do we think that would be like? And that's what we're doing. We're just bringing together people that have never met in the house on the show and testing the waters, see how we feel.
It's basically fantasy football for Japanese dating.
We're drafting Terrace House members.
There we go. We're like, what if?
Because the tone of Terrace House is definitely just determined by who is in the house at the time. Mm-hmm. So I feel like things that went down would have been really different if certain members were present at that time.
Yeah. Even 100%. Just one member, if you shift one person, it would have changed the direction of the show dramatically, I feel like.
It's really funny because when you said NFL draft, I'm just picturing the members going on a stage somewhere and holding up an Opening New Doors jersey,
shaking the commissioner's hand.
Yeah, I've been drafted.
I'm just imagining now, I would draft Sana this week, but she just tore her ACL last week, so it wouldn't be great. So
she went and got a tune-up in Korea.
I could see also in the booth, in the commentary booth, it'd be Yama and Tokui and Yu. So there were big headsets on, oh man, who's gonna go next? Who's getting drafted?
She just got her lips Botoxed last week.
And he did the Tetris bang.
We'll never forget. Yeah, they'll show the highlight reel and shit in the background.
God, let's do an entire episode where we just pretend to be live sportscasters on an episode.
Oh man,
that'd
a lot
be
of drama.
Maybe if we
our next live
drop
show.
a watch along.
Yeah.
Nice form when you high five that baby.
Yeah. Look at that form. I like to pause it right here.
Replay on that.
Instant replay. The fucking yellow marker. We circle things, point arrows to it.
And then when we have the awkward Shohei kiss, it's fucking red flag, throw the penalty.
Flag on the play.
Just flag.
Foul.
That's a technical foul. Yeah, seriously.
But let's get back into misconnections here. Does anyone want to kick us off with a misconnection?
I will go first. Yeah, I got one. This is kind of retreaded ground. We've discussed it a little bit on previous episodes, but we never really went in depth into the what if. But essentially, it's the eternal question. What would happen if an unstoppable force met an immovable object, right? What would happen? And so for me,
I just picture a car wrapping around a tree.
My favorite boy and my favorite girl in the negative sense, right? Was Yuudai and Yui. And
damn it,
they were so far apart from each other, and it is such a damn shame. But man, because they are such a perfect storm of dysfunction of codependence, of like all the toxic things you try and avoid in a relationship, at least in my mind. And seeing them in the house together would be just fucking fantastic.
My question is, who's the tree and who's the car in this?
Definitely Yudai's the car.
Because he's wrapped
and Yui's
around
the tree.
her.
Absolutely. Because Yui is the mother dog he's always been looking for.
Oh my gosh.
She's the mother of the house.
The part about that would probably be the most entertaining for me is watching like her just burn his world down. Like he's like trying to do like his like shonen boy charmingness, like with all the one-liners, and she's just like,
Can we put charmingness in quotes, please? Thanks.
yeah, charmingness. It's like, can you fucking pick up after yourself? Like,
Dude, no, I want the scene.
I want her to lecture him.
I want the scene where she walks into the room, all quiet, right? It's like early in the morning. Yudai-chan, come down off your bunk bed. It's time to put your socks on.
I can put it on for you. Do you want me to put it on for you, Yuudai?
Come, I've got your socks right here.
Oh my god.
Do you think that she would actually like warm to that, like take on that role because she wants to like be the mother dog?
In my sick, twisted world, I would just like to see that scene. I don't know if she would do it.
I think,
maybe not right
honestly,
away.
I think even Yui would be disgusted.
Yeah, I think she's the type where she is tacitly the mother figure, but once it's made very apparent and explicit that someone is expecting motherly tendencies from her that isn't her actual for real child, it turns off immediately. I feel
Right,
like.
because it's because that she is the mother figure when it's not called for, right? And then, but if you had someone like Yudai who was trying to exploit it, then it was like, this is a huge turn off. I don't want any part of this anymore.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I think it would be interesting then. It's like almost if she was in the house too, it would be like good cop, bad cop with her and Taka. Like Taka's the good cop that's like trying to like, hey man, like we both got things to work on. Like we can do this and like hug and cry each other while Yui's like really cracking the whip and like lecturing him like, well, you should be more considerate. You're not being considerate because you leave trash because you are trash.
The other scene, they go to the grocery store, and Yudai walks through the toy aisle and looks at Yui.
What
and
is
goes,
this world?
Yui, can I get these a toy, please? And she's like,
There's another
no.
panda here.
Yeah,
I feel
there's
like-
only $20 on your dad's credit card left. Can't do it.
Nah, dude, it wouldn't be the toy aisle. It would be the fucking Gucci aisle.
Yeah,
I know, expensive shit, right?
Vulgari. Yeah.
Exactly.
Can I get another panda stuffed animal? I need more
my
cuteness in
God.
my bed.
You and Sachan need a friend.
Like the pandas were never a problem to me. It just became a bigger indicator of like his immaturity because it's like I think that, you know, grown ass people are allowed to have stuffed pandas if they want, but he had other issues that were just further highlighted that it might be weird that he has stuffed pandas.
Yeah, it was just a symptom, I think. Of
Yeah,
that.
I think, honestly, like in the situation with the whole credit card thing at the mall, that's the situation that comes to mind where I feel like Yui would just be all over him, be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like she would
can't spend
literally
your
slap
dad's
his
money.
wrist.
Right,
literally
yeah,
slap the
she
wrist.
definitely,
Yui-
she would be on top of him for that. But also in the same way, I feel like if they were somehow together, I feel like Yuudai would have only perpetuated a lot of the drama that's centered around Yui later in the show. He would have made it worse.
I've got a question. Do you guys think that Yudai would have brought Yui to tears in frustration, much like he did to Shion and Taka and everyone? Do you think Yui would get fed up, or do you think Yui would just take the reins and just
I think-
boss him around?
I think Yudai's that incompetent, where no matter how much forceful motherly love you give him, he's gonna be an idiot.
Right. And I mean, Yui has already acknowledged Yudai, right? Because Yudai was trying to jump in her DMs on Instagram.
Yeah.
Which was really weird for her.
Right.
Because-
And Yui had not even a smidge of interest, was like, no, get the fuck out of here. I don't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even a little bit of entertaining the possibility.
No.
No, because she also has a brother the same age named Yuudai. Like, how weird would that be? Like,
Yep.
your sibling's name and like same age, maybe some of the same mannerisms because of that age, and it's like that's weird.
Hold on. I've done that before. I do not recommend.
Oh no.
I have totally dated
Jack.
someone that was like a year younger than me, that had the same name as my sibling, and it was weird, and it didn't last.
Oh no.
Big oof.
Yeah. But you know what? But at the same time, I was like trying to keep an open mind. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna not date this nice person just because of what their name is. That felt weird to me too.
Just
Yeah.
nicknames. Just
So,
go with nicknames the whole
We never got to that.
nicknames.
We never got to that phase. But yeah.
Luckily,
it was
I
weird.
don't have a sister, so
I can see why people don't do that. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. While we're talking about Yuudai, I want to bring up one of my misconnections that I think would be very entertaining to watch for like an episode. Yuudai and Soda in the same house.
Yo.
Because they're both the worst in different ways. And if anything, I think it would make Soda look better because at least then he'd realize, wow, at least I'm not that piece of shit.
Yeah.
So
at
it would
least
take-
I'm
yeah,
not
by-
that fucking
Yeah,
guy
by
over there
downward
in the corner.
comparison, it would elevate him, right?
Yes.
It would exalt him above that level, and so he would probably take on even more of a big brother role than he already has. I might go into the stratosphere.
Yeah, I just think that would be a really fun thing to watch. Like, can you imagine that scene where Yuudai's introducing his pandas to the other boys in the room, but instead of Taka and Shion, it was like Taka and Soda. And Soda's immediately like, why the fuck are you still sleeping with pandas? Like my son, who I haven't seen in 5 years. would do
Oh my
that.
gosh.
Not you.
Oh my
Not
God.
you.
That's how he brings it up.
What I picture in my head though is like, so after a while, everyone that interacted with Yuudai in the house kind of caught on that he was a lost cause, right? There was no changing him. He was very hard-headed. There's just nothing you could do after a while. I feel like Soda would have just kept fucking going and just kept chewing him out. You know what I mean? Like he would have stayed on fucking top of him no matter what. He would have just been really stubborn about it. He's like, I don't fucking care. He's gonna change. I'm gonna make him change. Like,
I will force change.
I will force change. I will
Yeah.
come in with an iron fist on your life, Yuudai.
You know,
Like, just throwing Yuudai into, like, any other situation than the one that he was, because he was luckily there briefly enough that it didn't become, like, literally all about Yuudai, but I think that's kind of the trouble with Yuudai is that wherever he's at, it's going to become all about Yuudai, because that's just how much trouble he causes.
For sure. Does someone else have a misconnection they want to throw in?
I have a second one, but I'll let someone else go first unless no one else.
So I don't think anything would have happened, but I gave this some thought, and that would be Masao and Ami. And it wouldn't have ended well. In fact, I could have seen that end. Like, so here's the thing, and the reason why I brought it up is because I could have totally seen fucking Masao going for Ami if they were in the house together.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either, but it would have been way even more painful to watch than what happened between Risako and Masao.
Because
But
Ami,
I
oh
feel
my gosh,
like
you're right. You're onto something because Ami talks shit.
That's what I'm saying. So, like,
Oh.
it would have been like the Taka situation, but even fucking worse. Because Masao, like,
Likes it.
just, he
likes
throws
it.
himself
Step
at
on
it
me.
even harder than Taka does, right? Like, Masao just, whatever, dude. Like, if I find a woman I like, I just fucking bow down and I'll, like, kiss the fucking floor she walks on. And I feel
Dude.
like Masao would just, he would have had a bad time. It would have been a bad thing to watch.
Where Taka got like kind of nonplussed when she was talking about the beans, Masao would be like, "Yes, talk more shit about these beans in
Please
my curry."
Make fun of my beans. Could you fucking imagine? Ami's birthday. Masao shaves everything.
Oh, no.
Cake in front of
No.
his face, and he walks in. Everyone stares at him. Even Ami notices, because let's be honest, it's more obvious than Taka's mustache.
No, he just miraculously loses, like, a bunch of weight, and he hides it behind a giant cake. Like,
Oh, weird. The reveal.
it's like, I changed for you, Ami.
They bring in one of those huge cakes, and he pops out from inside of it. I'm thin now. I am fit.
Oh, my
For you,
God.
Ami.
I don't even know.
Oh,
I
I
know.
wouldn't
You know,
like that.
it's telling that I know more about what Ami doesn't like than what she does like. Does she just like staying in the house and shopping? And like, I don't even know what she likes. I just
Like-
know what she hates.
She
likes
just
Tsubasa.
wasn't Yeah, like that was the thing, and we've talked about it before. We didn't get to see a lot of like her just like being a friend to Tsubasa and hanging out with people, whereas we mostly focus because it's like one of the lone things that ever happened with Taka, while he was also just hanging out and snowboarding in the house for however many months that he was there.
Yeah, the show painted a very specific picture of Ami, and she was definitely a victim of the editing quite a bit. But like, I just definitely, and obviously, it's not a slight against Ami to say this stuff between, like, theoretically between her and Masao. It's more so just Masao's personality, right? And based on what happened between Taka and Ami, I feel like that situation would have been 10 times worse for Masao. You know,
Yeah.
just
Wow.
because he's just like, I'm gonna, like, I don't care what happens to me. I'm like fucking throwing myself at this person.
Or on the other
point.
hand, because like I'm saying, we don't even know what she likes. She might have this like crazy like childhood dream to be a bassist one day, and it just never came to fruition. And then she
And
meets
she's
like
one-
one of the greatest bassists in the country,
As
nay
you
the
fucking
world.
do.
And then and then like he buys her a bass. Then they can start practicing. You know, they start
I like
practicing.
this one. I like this beautiful
yeah, and then like
dream.
she discovers her love for music, and then they blossom into something tremendous.
And then every time someone walks into the house, it's a fucking Seinfeld transition. Bam, ba-ba-doo.
They're like, constantly narrating.
Daily,
Oh man.
remind me, Gesu no Kiwami Otome is girl at the height of her rudeness.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's
Ami.
It's Ami. This whole time,
Rude girl.
he's been in a band
It's
looking for
been-
Ami.
About Ami. I like that. I like this misconnection. At least I would have liked to see, because whereas like Maya does like the outright like laughing at Masao, I feel like Ami would just like make kind of like under the breath comments that would be super cutting, but
Yeah.
or maybe she wouldn't. Maybe she does. Maybe she'd be like starstruck. Maybe she'd be like, "Oh, you're really cool and considerate, and I like your curry. I fell for your secret weapon."
Yeah,
Now
and then
kiss
she
me,
would
Masao.
have been like,
I found nothing to make fun of with your curry.
yeah,
Congrats.
or she would have been like, she would have said straight to Masao's face, "Hey, can you stop chewing out that loudly, please?" Thank you very
She
much.
would not hide anything.
Or maybe she's a Gesu no Kiwami fan. Like she has their CD or not
Yeah.
CDs, but she has like their songs, streaming and downloading, and
That'd be
maybe
exciting.
she knows their songs, and she would be like you said, Daily, like starstruck to see like, no way, Sugoi, Masao Asada's there.
Here's the thing. I have a feeling, even if she were a fan, she wouldn't let him know.
Oh
Not
my
until
gosh.
like further into the
She
relationship.
had to play it cool. She had to play
Like
it.
Yeah.
at the end, she's like, "Hey, I've been a really big fan for a really long time, but I'm
I really
leaving
like-
now. Bye."
Your music
Yeah.
speaks to me, literally.
She busts out the LPs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Can I-
what, dude. That's
I have
weird
an
because
autograph?
like
Yeah.
this short anecdote. I was watching. So this YouTuber I was watching was like, yeah, there was one time where like my car got like something happened in a parking lot or whatever, or some dude needed help, and so he gave me his number, and I had to go somewhere because like emergency reasons or whatever. It was like this whole car situation. Anyway, long story short, this dude ends up abusing this whole situation. Turns out he was a fan of this YouTuber, and like
Whoa.
basically used that to basically jip his number off of him and was calling him randomly, like in a super
Creepy.
creepy
Whoa.
way.
I thought this would
Yeah.
have a happy ending.
No. But it was
Yikes.
like, I don't know, that's what it made me think of. But it was like, God, that'd be so messed up. If someone went on Terrace House and like faked just like not even knowing who the hell he is the entire time, then at the end, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been a fan this entire time. Like I just wanted to come on the
Oh.
show."
Oh,
Wow.
new theory.
Yeah.
What? Because this sounds like the kind of MO that Mayu would do.
Oh, totally.
What if she was a big Masao fan? And I would like to see, man, like even if it not in necessarily like a weird, like stalkery, do you want to turn on the fire kind of way, I'd like to see like someone go after Masao like just as ardently as he went after Risako, and I
Pursue
feel like
him,
Mayu might be the culprit for that should she like Masao, because we have to make a lot of assumptions about people's types, and I think we know some things about Mayu's types,
Yeah.
but at the same time she was like very quick to fall in love, so maybe
Yeah.
she would be charmed by his cooking and funny comments and start going after him, and I'd like to see him kind of like be flustered or, taken by surprise by
Yes.
that. Like, what? Me?
Yeah,
Turn the
he would have been
tables on
all
him.
fucking in, like he would have been nervous, but he would have been all in on it. Like
So-
I feel like the treatment
Maybe.
that Mayu gave Noah, I feel like Masao would be way more okay with it.
My worry with that is we know Mayu is and don't get me wrong, Mayu, if you're listening, I love you, you're great. We know she's a serial love chameleon where the guy she's into, oh, I love outdoors too. What? You like
Betcha, me
farming?
too.
I like farming too. So if she were to ardently go after Masao, I feel like she would be a fake, oh, I love your music. You play bass? I played bass in high school. You know what I
man.
mean? And
Oh, man.
and that if Masao fell for that, he would be falling for a persona rather than Mayu Kosata.
What you're saying is not incorrect. I can't dispute that, but I want to kind of I want to go down the path where Daly was going, where it's like, she's not attracted to him, but his kindness, his small moments of kindness start building momentum, and then she wakes up one day and she's like, oh shit, I like this guy now. It snuck up on me. I didn't even realize. And then go from there, and then see what happens when Masao is the one being pursued now, and seeing how he reacts to that. And I wonder if that might be a turnoff for him. He seems like the kind of guy where, like, if a girl really likes him, he wouldn't like that. Like, wait, what? You like me? Well, I suck,
I'm
so
gross.
that's weird. Yeah, what? I'm
You have
gross.
weird
He says that
taste
all the
in
time.
men.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I question you now. You know what I mean? I kind of see him as that kind of guy.
You know what I just realized, guys?
None.
This whole episode that we're doing right here, we're writing fan fiction.
Absolutely. That's what this is.
Yeah, this is podcast
Oh
fan
my
fiction.
God.
Unabashed.
Oh.
I have
Fan
another
fiction.
one. I have
At
another
least it's
one.
not Rule 34.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It can be if you want it to be.
No.
Yeah, let's change that. Jack, your next one's Rule 34. Go.
Okay, no. Well, I was thinking, which woman here would pose the truest and realest and actual threat to the sacred Sana-san? And my answer to that is Risako.
When
And
you
what
say
if-
threat, what do you mean by that?
I'm
Like
getting
death?
there. I'm getting there.
Stabbing.
And then if Risako were in the house at the same time as Sana and Noah Ishikura,
Oh.
what might happen there? Noah is definitely into tall, beautiful, older women.
We're models.
I see Risako as definitely being Noah's type. And definitely, again, being the biggest threat to what Sana is and encompasses. Without the drinking and the partying and stuff, right? She's a little more serious there, so that might be an obstacle. But just on paper here, I would love to have seen the dynamic between Noah and Risako in the house.
Because might I remind the table, the council, if you will.
the council.
Yeah, Risako.
The
in
Terrace
her-
House Intelligentsia.
Yeah, the Terrace House Intelligentsia.
The brain
Tadaima,
trust.
the Terrace House Intelligentsia. We're changing our SEO and everything. That's
The
it
group
now.
think.
Terrace House Brain Trust.
Consider Risako in her intro interview walking into the house thinking, I could totally have a love triangle.
Yes.
And she would fucking bring it. She'd declare war.
Y'all.
And she would say, no, go ahead. And yeah.
Yeah, no,
Y'all,
go
you-
ahead, date him. You're not going to make it, but go ahead. Yeah, it's fine.
You know what her one requirement was going into the house? Someone that's taller than her.
Yes,
You know who's
yes.
tall as hell?
Noah.
Noah.
I'm telling you guys, juicy things could have gone down there, I feel like. There could have been a triangle. But Sana would have played it cool.
I feel like just knowing what we do about not even how it ended up, but just Noah and Sana's personalities, I feel like we'd still know that they'd like she's got the upper hand here because of fitting in with like his lifestyle that he likes of like drinking and going out to bars and
Right.
all that kind of stuff. Whereas I feel like Risako's much more serious and like into her job.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was going to say. It was like,
Sure.
even though I don't doubt that Noah would find Risako attractive, and I don't doubt that Risako would find Noah attractive,
Definitely.
but I think once she got to know him and that he was like not going to work,
Yeah, loserish.
going out and partying, you know what I'm saying? Not very much driven by his career.
Loser.
I think that would have been a huge turnoff for her.
But those
Lest
Skymart
I-
bucks, dude.
But lest I remind you guys that Risako's one deal breaker was alcoholism. Drinking.
Aha. Oh, man. Yeah.
That's
Her
right.
dad
Why don't-
left
because her dad was
the
a
family.
drinker.
Yeah.
Why
'cause he
don't I
was a
remember
drinker.
that? When was
That was in the
discussed?
intro interview.
Intro interview.
So she
Yeah.
really dislikes heavy drinking.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Got
Noah
it.
fits that bill to a T.
Yes.
And on the flip side, I think Noah wouldn't he would be physically attracted to Risako. I think that checks out. But I think the moment she says Richako, he's like, nope, I'm out, I'm done. That's not mature. That's she's a 28-year-old speaking like a baby. I'm done.
But hold on. We're talking about a guy who was really looking forward to and had a great time at Kanyaku Park. Let's not forget. He has an inner child too.
Yeah, but he ended up with a girl who was super mature. He didn't go with Yui because Yui was quote unquote immature to him.
Yeah. It just wasn't there for you, yeah. I definitely think that Risako poses the biggest threat to Sana, but that still doesn't mean that she would win. Like, Sana is by far the most street smart, the most cunning, the one that does what needs to be done to get what she wants, and I wouldn't want to be up against Sana on anything. She's
This
very
literally
competitive.
isn't her first rodeo.
No, she's
Oh my
very
gosh,
experienced
no.
with
This
this.
isn't
She's-
her first open door.
She knows how this works.
Open new door.
She's a stone cold pro at this game, and so I would never want to go up against Sana with anything.
How can
know-
you see
Wow.
my eyes like
You know-
open doors?
Evanescence break. Let's go. No. No, you know who I'd like to see go up against Sana, though?
Ooh.
I'd like to see
Say
her interact with Sota.
Oh.
I'd like to see him try and be
I would
like,
pay
hey,
to
I
watch
have an
that.
appointment open
So
for...
that's not necessarily a misconnection. That's just I'd love to fucking see that shit.
I'd love to see that. Like,
God, what a
like,
train wreck.
I think it's important that they missed each other. I think that it would have taken the house by storm. I think that the foundation would be cracked and rocked should they have had to interact, or it would just be shut down like that. Like, she'd just be like, no.
Like,
Stop
I'm
it.
imagining in my head, can we just paint this picture here?
Yes.
Sana's drinking wine in the kitchen, doing the 90-degree aerating thing she's so good at, and it totally helps the wine, right, Jack?
So
Yep. Soda walks in. Hey, I need new glasses, and there is an opening for someone to join me
There's an opportunity
on
here.
this picking glasses outing if you would like. And she would turn the wine back 90 degrees, set it down, look him dead in the eye, and be like, are you fucking kidding me?
are you stupid?
Are you fucking serious right now? That's how you're going to ask a woman out on a date? Go
Tell
back
him
to your
all the
room.
things he's doing wrong
So-
right then
so-
and there. This is how you need to do it, dude. Try it again next time. Do it this way.
Right. So honestly, yes, but it would be preceded by the amount of laughing that Risako gave out.
Oh my God.
I don't think she'd even laugh. I think she'd
Something
just
I think she
be
would
annoyed.
fucking laugh. I think she would laugh and be like, "You got to be fucking joking. Just go. Just go." Like,
Super pitying, like,
Right.
because the thing that still haunts me to this day, like, I wake up in a cold sweat thinking about this quote, like, Shohei-chan, like, the amount of condescension, if that's the
Condensation?
word, and
Condensation.
no, like
Condescension.
how condescending
Condescension. Yeah.
and
Condescension.
like pitying and pathetic that was. Like, I would love to hear her say, Sota-chan. Oh, Sota-chan.
Sota-chan. Nani?
No, that's
been so
not
good.
how you ask out a woman.
That would have been a storm, man. It would have
would've
been
loved
very entertaining, certainly.
oh, Sota-chan. Just like, oh, you
Oh, Sota-chan.
you poor
no.
fucking soul.
She would just be like, like rubbing her hands together, like, this motherfucker, I'm about to lay into him.
About to go all in on this bitch.
Speaking of other connections that I wish we could have seen, is that we had two fairly prolific musicians in the house just at different times. Speaking of Shion, what if he was with Masao? And what if they started collabing? What if they started jamming together?
Shion?
Do you mean Shohei? Not Shion?
Or sorry, I said Shion. I meant Shohei and Masao. What if they were together in the house at the same time? That would have been cool. They could have maybe like wrote some songs together. Probably Shohei would have met some people from Wada's band, gone to the studio maybe. Who knows, man?
Yeah, I
That
think
would've
that's
been
just a misconnection that's a shame for Shohei, because that could have totally opened doors for him in the music business.
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%.
I think they could have made some cool music together, but I don't necessarily like the idea of them being together. Because
I didn't say they're dating. I just said
like being together or like being together.
I just like jamming.
hanging out.
Robert, stop that. Put those fingers away.
Yeah. I just don't like the idea necessarily of them hanging out, because I don't think their personalities, at least when it comes to women, are very healthy for each other. I mean, think about the way that Shohei approached Sana.
Dude, the
then-
musicians in Opening New Doors were the most desperate of men.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so
like
weird.
they would have just perpetuated both of their negative behavior.
I just
right?
realized that. Oh my god, you're right.
Yeah, and then Masao was like, the person that was like groveling after someone, and then Shohei was like an emotional mess. So I feel like it would have just been unhealthy emotionally for both of them.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. I don't think they'd help each other grow as much as like I feel like Taka and Shohei might have been able to help each other grow a bit more.
But damn it, we might have gotten some badass music out of it. Is my point.
That would have been cool.
Maybe.
Just
Yeah.
jam
Although
session.
I will say, if you throw Taka into the mix with the two of them, I think the three of them would be good, like bros, But then when Taka goes to the bathroom and it's just Shohei and Masao, it's
no.
kind of so.
Let the toxicity begin.
I gigged last night. Oh, that's cool. That's great.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think Taka would have found, because they would have been definitely very caught up in the whole music thing, and I don't think it would have been harder for Taka to relate. I mean, granted, Shohei and Taka still managed to have a relationship, but I don't think they would have been as close if Masao was in the house at the same time as both of them.
Is there anyone to dovetail off of this, since Taka's come up? Is there any girl that you think he would have been a good fit with? Because obviously his whole arc was him chasing Ami and failing miserably at that. Is there anyone that you would like to have seen Taka paired up with down the road that could have been his love rather than who he chose?
Should have
Herself,
been
maybe.
Aya.
Yeah, it should have been Aya, but
She ruined it though.
yeah, it kind of buckled. I feel like Risako was sort of his type. Don't know how far that would have gotten if they were in the house together. But if he had stuck around in the house and turned down Aya, not taking the girl outside the house, I feel like Risako would have been the next possibility, but I don't know how far that would have gotten.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of a tough thing to imagine, because this girl that he's with now, he's gonna marry her. Like he's all in, like that's what he wants to do.
Yeah. His heart was
Right.
there probably the whole time, even going into the house. Obviously, he had feelings for that woman.
Yeah,
so that
I
would
mean,
be something
this
hard
was-
to overcome.
100% a thing before he even walked into
Like,
the house in Kuruizawa.
yeah, honestly, probably for Taka, Reiko was his missed connection. And the moment he could unmiss that connection, he was like,
He took it.
he was smashing that button.
You said they're getting married now?
We don't know, but
that's what he said.
Yeah,
He was like, I want to marry this woman.
like rarely do you see a guy when he starts to date a girl or is considering dating anyone, and he's like, this is the one I'm gonna marry.
It's really strong when you're friends first and then date. Like that's really strong, a strong bond you have.
Definitely.
And I just want to take this moment as well to just lament once again about how Mayu and Taka didn't work out. I thought good thoughts there in the beginning.
Really?
Man, she just ruined it. Mayu. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they went on a date and he just lectured her.
They went on a date and there was no chemistry.
and
he was just
and
like
he just
saying,
lectured
Not even
her.
remotely.
It's
That's what I'm
what
saying.
you say.
Guys, that's what I'm saying. It fucking floundered, and I thought it could have been something just like on the surface level, but it wasn't. Shit.
No, talking about pairings with Taka, though, I thought way back at the very beginning of this journey when, everyone was set up at the beginning and made their awkward hajime mashtes, I really thought that it was setting up that Taka and Mizuki. Y'all remember Mizuki?
barely.
I wanted so much more for her. I feel bad. I thought that she and Taka were going to hit it off because they both kind of had that no nonsense kind of personalities. Like she was very focused on her work. He was very focused on his sport, which is his work. But she was just like, I guess, too hung up on her ex to really integrate into the house and her work. I mean, that took up a lot of her time. She was gone a lot because of that.
Mizuki, now that I'm looking at the final list here, might be the most disappointing member of the whole house. Like the whole season for me, maybe.
I feel so bad.
Yeah,
because I really liked her.
She had a Yuriko syndrome from Boys and Girls in the City, like...
Exactly.
All it was is her arc with someone outside the house that none of us really care too much about, so it doesn't feel like an interesting thing to watch.
And she didn't have like much going on inside the house otherwise either. She was the one with the lingerie company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
She's
like
like
that.
modeling and like writing about culture and shit.
Yeah, for me it was so disappointing because you rarely get to see many people on the show with any relation to Korea whatsoever, and she is bilingual, goes to Korea a lot, writes articles in both Japanese and Korean.
Sana's face is from Korea, okay?
That's true. Her face is very from Korea. Not Korean, but from Korea.
Hey guys, my new face just came in from Korea. You want to check it out?
Hey, you
Amazon Prime.
Oh man. But no, you're right. I don't want to gloss over that too fast though. But you're right. Like the Yuriko syndrome, the X syndrome. Basically, if you have baggage, that should be like an entrance exam question almost for this. Like, do you have baggage from an ex, and you're just gonna go back to them? Like, are you still hung up on your ex? Like, don't come to Terrace House. It's just not gonna end well. It's not gonna be good for the show. It's not gonna be good for you. And like when you're hung up on your ex, it just never ends well. And we've seen that play out in Boys and Girls City. It's playing out here in Opening New Doors. Now, is it Chikako? Chikako is the opposite side of the coin there, where she had some ex problems that played out in Aloha State, but then, obviously that ended up in a different scenario. So exes are just never good on Terrace House, and I don't really want to see them, and I don't want to see someone go back and grovel to their ex on the show either. I'm all about moving forward. That's what Terrace House is about, not like living in the past.
It made me more angry at her ex, not only for like what he did, like just kind of like, okay, like, now that I had another booty call, I'm just gonna like yeet off to Korea again and forget about you. But it was also because she had potential, because there was that one moment that she had 7 beers, I think it was, and she told Yuudai off. And it's like, that needed to happen.
That was such a good moment.
As much as we're talking about, like Taka and Yui being like bad cop, good cop, it's like that she was the bad cop in the house, and might, if she'd been more present in that time, might have actually been able to like tough love get through to him. And I feel like that would have earned some respect from Taka. Maybe. I don't know. I could see that happening if the situation had been different. I think she had a lot of potential to make good things happen.
Yeah, Yuudai is just a vexing ass motherfucker. He just vexes left and right, upsets the whole balance of everything, and that's the end with Yuudai basically.
Yeah, and I think in all of our tenure watching Terrace House, I think we can almost definitively say that situations with exes almost never go well. They never help the show really any, and it never ends well for the person trying to get back with said ex.
I would argue they make the show worse. To be honest with you, when exes come up, they make it worse.
I could absolutely see that argument. Yeah.
So are we adopting a no exes doctrine?
I hope so. If I was in charge of the show, I'd be like, it would be one of my things. Like, listen, are you stuck on an ex? Did you just break up a month ago? Yuriko. Maybe you should bring that up. I mean,
it was brought up. Like it, pretty much every time there's a new member, there's that question: when was the last time you were in a relationship? Right?
Yeah.
Always.
And are you single first is the thing. And like, I don't know anyone that's not been single coming into Terrace House. I think everyone's single. Really? It's gonna come up. Okay. He wasn't single. All right. We'll get there.
Go ahead.
I think it makes for good drama. At the same time, as much as I dislike it, there is admittedly like definitely some like quote unquote like television value, I guess, to have, where it's like, oh, you don't know what might happen. They might really get into this person, but the producers know that there's this other factor that could come up, and maybe something interesting will happen with that.
Yeah.
Right. It gets rid of a certain level of predictability. Because if we're just like, oh, this person's gonna get with that person, in the producer's eyes, I think it was going to get a little boring. And that was actually what I was going to ask is like, you know, if you guys could put yourself in the minds of the producer, what would be the reason rather that you would want to put a person that is freshly broken up or freshly out of a relationship on your show like that, right? And it's just as Daly said. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have
Emotionally
variety.
raw.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone in the house is, you know, oh, I haven't been in a relationship in 6 months or a year, I'm looking for love now,
Right.
and I'm fresh, and I don't have emotional baggage, that's not as fun to watch. I mean, realistically speaking, right? It's not fun to watch.
I don't know. I like seeing them going on dates. Like I want people to be in the house that are emotionally available and single and ready to date. Like for me, the show is about relationships with people, and I just feel like if you're not emotionally available, it's going to stifle your chance of building those emotional bonds with people. So that's what I like about Terrace House. So I would prefer it in a perfect world, but I understand the argument for variety.
Yeah, isn't freshly broken up with your ex a kind of relationship in and of itself?
You're
I think
It depends.
getting to know
Some
yourself
people
again.
some people are ready right away to date again. It just depends on infinite factors. Some people are like, no, I can't. You know, I'm still stuck on this person. Here's what his weird face looks like on my cell phone, Mizuki.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I've got one more, but I want it to be the last one.
I wanted to throw in one of mine that I've got. I think it would have been very fun to watch Shunsuke and Sana be in the house together at the same time more. Because they were in the same house at the same time for about an episode or two. But that was around the time Noah and Sana were yeeting off to go have sex everywhere.
Yeet.
But I'm just thinking,
Dabbing their way to the sex time.
dabbing their way to the sex dungeon. Could you imagine, though, Shunsuke going into the weeds about step on me? I like being gross. I like these weird sex positions. And Sana batting with him all night, like, oh yeah,
Throw
isn't it
Wada
great
in there
when
too. I
this
feel like Wada
happens?
would have gone down that path with him too.
100%. Like, because those three are probably the most explicitly sexual. Like, they talk about it a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And I would have just loved to see how far they'd go, just on a night out drinking or something.
Very far. Yeah, stumbling down the cobblestone paths.
They both talk about Noah's dick. I was trying to find like a more polite way of saying that, but it's like they both seen it.
Yep.
They be talking about all the different types of fucking, hard fucking, hate fucking,
Soft fucking.
sus, soft fucking, medium fucking.
It would be X-rated for sure. It'd have to be another terrace.
For sure.
And that would give Yama and the commentators even more
Oh my gosh.
to chew on, so to speak. Chew on.
But yeah,
Chew
I
on
just
that dick.
want that. I just wanted another terrace of Sana and Shunsuke out on the town drinking, getting drunk, and talking about whatever the fuck comes up.
I came up with
Yes.
another one just off the fly here. If we're done talking about that.
Yeah.
What about Babazono and Wada? Make it happen.
Oh my gosh.
Make it happen.
Shit.
It's gonna happen. Tokyo
She was
2020.
Just gotta.
She was more celebratory than anyone else when Wada and Risako didn't work out. She was like
Yes.
jumping in glee, I'm sure. She was saying, I don't want to root for him because I want him to be available. And Babazono was saying that Wada was the best, most attractive guy ever in the history of Terrace House to
Most
her.
Masao.
Like, holy crap, like, make it happen.
I'm telling you.
yeah.
Misconnection, my
Tokyo
ass.
2020.
Yeah.
Please.
It's an inevitability, as Sana is.
Masao
I'm
and,
inevitable.
and Masao and Babazono just walk in the door randomly at the new house.
That
They don't even come on to like be members. They're just like, hey, we're
They
visiting.
just come in
No,
holding,
together.
holding hands.
Yeah.
Even better.
Holding hands.
Even better, Masao on the panel. Just Tori-chan says konbanwa, and everyone else konbanwa. And you see Masao there next to Babazono. He bows too.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And they don't even mention it. You know, they just go on the spiel. You know, Terrace House is a show about six strangers. You know, and just
That would be really good because not only is he like just an all-around celebrity, but he would have that insider information.
I really hope they make it it would be really hilarious if Masao was just like, so like lights are down in the studio and the normal panel's there and then Masao shows up while the lights are out, the lights come up and then Toku and Yama are like, hey! Like, Masao-san! And I like just freak the fuck out. It'd be fucking hilarious.
I feel like he he and Yama would have some interesting chemistry.
I feel like they'd play off one another, but in a way where they both want to top each other, not in a way where they build each other up.
No. Yeah.
So that was just one I had off the cuff, but I do have one final one. But like I said, I want it to be last. So everyone, get your last ones in, and then we'll do that one.
I have the realest, most important one in all of opening new doors.
Hey, now.
And that's Tomio-san and everyone.
Tomeo!
In an orgy with everyone.
Yep.
Tomio-san should be a member of the house. The panel said it. We're saying it.
Yep.
I would
Tomio-san.
like genuinely though. Tomio's
Tsubasa's dad.
Oh, that was my last one. Okay.
Oh.
That was your last one?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, was your last one actually Tomeo with everyone?
No, it wasn't as sick and perverted as that. I was gonna say, if we bring up Tsubasa's dad, if he actually was there, like, which girls do you think would go well?
I just want him to be there as like grandpa in the kitchen. He's making people soba. He hands out masks and he says, don't get sick. It's cold out. And
I want him dating. No, man, I want him dating. I want him dating. I want him going out. I want him making homemade soba.
Because here's the thing. I think
he's
he would
single.
imagine,
What do you mean stop?
Well, he's the thing.
He's love too.
I would imagine that he would see all the girls on Terrace House as these are Tsubasa's colleagues, even if she hadn't met the ones that happened later in the house.
These are my daughter's friends.
Nope. Yeah, these are my daughter's friends.
So tiny and young.
It would be so weird if I dated any of them.
Yeah, it would be really strange. I would like him. I would have saw him as like the guy that's doling out old man wisdom, like all over the place. Like just
such an ageist attitude on this podcast, guys. I'm a little disappointed.
I'm not even. No, it's not even ageist. It's could you imagine? You have a daughter. She's 21, 22, 23. She goes to this show where every other girl is around her same age, give or take 5-10 years. Like, that's just a weird dichotomy. It's kind of a similar feeling of, I sent my daughter to college, now I'm going to date one of her college classmates.
It is weird, but I'm saying I want happiness for the man, and I want him to go on dates and be happy and find some companionship. Maybe not at Terrace House, but overall, I would like him to find some companionship. I don't want him just on a show just servicing all the young people so they can go live fruitful lives and do their own things. Thanks, Dad. Bye.
That's why he isn't on the show. Like, not as a member.
We've discovered the true reason.
I think he said, I feel like I saw a video where he's like, yeah, I want to be, like, he said so much, like, he wants to be there.
I mean, I feel like
the implication is he wants to live with people and maybe date them, maybe.
I would thought that was just a dad, funny dad, haha, you know?
He's lonely, guys. He has a tragic past, just like Tsubasa. I hope good things for him. He's my favorite.
No, I don't want to assume too much about the man, though.
2019.
I mean, he did go through a lot. His wife did die. He could just be content with where he is in life. So, Tomeo, if you can hear this and you understand English, whatever makes you happy, be happy.
Date somebody. Don't listen to them.
Just do what you want.
Yeah.
If he wants to date 20-year-olds, I guess do it.
Yeah, do what you want.
Do whatever the hell you want.
I'm going to judge you then.
I don't think him and a 30-year-old.
You'll get judged, but
I don't think him and a 30-year-old are like off the table there.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean, he's like what? Probably late 40s, early 50s.
He's probably older than that. Probably. I don't know though.
I want to say 50s.
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like we've seen his age on the show, and I have.
He is old, no doubt.
Yeah.
I want good things for that man.
Well, I know we were going to save that one for last, and I wanted to jump in before we go in with that one, but I've got another one.
Sure.
I kind of want to throw at you guys. I would have loved if during the sock incident, instead of Maya, it was Ami. Ami would have taken no shit.
None.
And she would have
whatsoever.
been so straightforward and just, Yui, why the fuck you doing this?
Yui,
why are you stirring all this?
You do this every time.
Yeah.
Stop.
Oh, yeah. Yui and Ami, that would have been an intense fucking pairing.
Dude,
would have been
so Sana in there. Sana would have been the sanity in the whole thing.
Or maybe she'd never. I feel like Ami, like we characterize her as very much like saying things very upfront and straight to people, but I kind of feel like we wouldn't actually hear these things until she's talking to her friends or someone else, where she kind of isn't so quiet and allows herself to say her real feelings.
Yeah.
In
So
a way,
we'd hear a lot of the truth, but no one else would hear the truth.
in a way, I feel like the sock incident could have only happened with those people in the house at that time. I feel like with almost any other combination, even just one other person there, they would have not let it get to that level. It just was such an immature fucking storm of shit. Yui's just a shit stir.
Of shit.
Shit stir.
I mean, that's why I just wish there was one person in the house who was extremely mature.
Yes.
You know, like Taka. Like if Taka were in the house, like could you imagine if Yui brought in Taka instead of Io? He'd just be,
Oh my gosh.
what the fuck are you children talking about? Risako,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be letting this happen. You're fucking 28 years old.
Yeah.
Assert yourself.
I feel like they'd be more conscious of like how petty it was too if they had like kind of an adult to be like, what are you doing? Like, whereas everyone else was so much younger and thus like took this very seriously, even though it was so frivolous.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous, but I mean, I don't know that Taka would absolutely like get there and just like solve the issue instantly, and then like he would go about it with more of a voice of reason for sure. But I could also see him going sa chotto, like just like kind of like doing his head duck thing and be like, that's tough.
You know, like index and thumb right on the top of the bridge of his nose, just kind of like, oh, come on,
Right.
kids, what are you doing?
Right, but who knows? There's no way of telling. Yeah. But
I'm dry. I've got nothing else.
yeah, I
Well-
am like,
The world may never know what would
I-
actually happen should the roster get switched up here.
Yeah, we basically did an episode of Terrace House opening new doors, Elseworld.
Fanfic. Yes.
Yeah, fanfic, Elseworld,
Fanfic, Elseworld.
fantasy, Terrace House League.
We are welcome, internet.
Really, this is the content you were waiting for. Just be thankful we didn't do like our self inserts.
Yeah,
Who would I
OCs.
date? Oh gosh, cringe.
that's next week, guys.
That's on
Oh,
our
no, it's
Tumblr.
not.
That's on our Tumblr blog. So look for that.
man, fucking Masao was like 5 yards short of his all-time high for yards. What the fuck, man? Like he's just.
What?
Yeah,
What?
he was so close to the Heisman Trophy.
What are you
I
talking
know.
about?
I think he's going for a fantasy
draft
football
pick,
joke.
bud.
And I'm trying to help. I'm trying to like pull him out of the quicksand, but
Oh,
the
I get
quicksand's
it. I
too
get it.
fast.
He
Oh.
needed a touchdown and he couldn't quite
It's
get
a
there.
callback. That's what he's doing. He's doing a callback
doing a
to the
callback.
beginning of the episode. I get.
And you two are just watching him sink, and I'm at least trying. Like I threw a lasso at
He
him.
totally lost
No,
me. I had no
I'm
idea.
not
what he was talking
helping.
about.
I'm not
Well,
helping.
guys,
you know what?
Sorry.
This is it,
You know
though.
what?
This is it.
Much
Our
like
coverage
Masao,
of-
I fucking tried. Okay.
You did.
He
Credit.
tried.
You get the bug award for trying. This is it, guys. This is the final stretch. Opening new doors. It's over. We've been covering this for the greater part of over a year now, and so it's a pretty big chapter in our lives. And so, yeah, we just want to, thank everyone that has come on this journey with us, all the people that have subscribed to our YouTube recently. We thank you all very much for that. And so, look out for big things in the future from Tadaima. We are not stopping short at all. Actually, we're going to be continuing, even as we're in this off-season, quote-unquote, of International Terrace House. We're still going to be dropping weekly episodes. We're going to be putting out content we think you guys we hope you will enjoy, and we think will be interesting. So we've got big plans coming up, and that's going to roll us into Tokyo 2019, 2020 in the future. But
Yes.
thanks again for everyone coming onto this ride with us. It's awesome to have you guys.
I'm gonna miss Kurizawa,
Me
but
too.
I'm looking forward to
Tokyo.
what's next.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy to think that we've been talking about this one show basically since last November, and so.
No,
It's-
us three have been talking about it since last friggin'
Well, yeah,
but
even
for
before
Tadaima,
then.
we've only
Yeah,
been
yeah,
doing
yeah.
this since
Tadaima.
Yeah, but since November, and at this point, I definitely feel like we finally wrung OND dry. I don't think there's too many stones that have been left unturned at this point.
Besides the self-insert stone.
That is gonna
That's
be
a dark
left
path.
buried in the ground as deeply as possible.
there are scorpions hiding underneath that stone. Don't touch it.
Untouched. Yes.
Self-insert stone.
Yeah. But that about does it for this episode. Again, thank you to everyone who's been supporting us for the past 6 months. And if you're listening to this in the future, thank you for supporting us after the fact. It
Hey.
really, it means a lot, right? Like, we're trying to grow this community and trying to help everyone out and try to make Terrace House a little more mainstream, or at least a little more you could go to a bar, say the word Terrace House, and there'd be someone else in the bar being like, I know what that is. So
And then buy them a beer.
That's the baseline we're going for.
yeah, that's the
I
baseline.
understood that reference.
That's progress.
Exactly. So yeah, to help us out with that, please, if you enjoy what we do, if we do anything that makes your life happier, funnier, etc., tell a friend, let them know that, hey, these dorks on the internet decided to end their opening new doors coverage by writing fanfic about the season.
Yeah, we did.
That's the way we decided to finalize it.
You're really selling this, Robert. I'm not a dork, by the way.
Please. But yeah, tell a friend, spread the word. If you would rather not tell a friend, maybe consider leaving us a lovely iTunes review. We try to read one every week, and I'm going to pass the buck over to Daly here. Hello.
Yeah, you can tell us directly what you think, just like Wes2225 did here back in March. They said, can't get enough TH. If you've got a huge itch for more Terrace House, this is a great podcast to listen to. The hosts have a nice rapport and balance the episodic review with humor and insight. One thing I really appreciated is how they spent some extra episodes in between parts discussing interesting topics like the extra Another Terrace videos or diving deep into whether the formula would work in America or with an American panel. And then in perfect hiragana, arigatou gozaimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigato.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Wes. 222. Arigato.
2225.
2225.
There you go.
Yeah, our perfect mid-season stuff like fan fiction. It's great.
Yes.
No, but for real, thank you for that review. It's very lovely. It was nice to read.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Yeah, I mean, it's always awesome to hear what you guys think of our show and kind of know, hey, we're doing something right, or maybe we're doing something wrong. Let us know.
Tell
for real.
us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just basically refreshing to know that we're not talking into the void, and someone out there is anybody out there.
Yeah, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, any fan fiction pairings or groupings that you want us to think about, please email any and all of those things to us at questions@terracehousepodcast.com. You can catch us next Tuesday for another episode. I'm really excited with where we're going. We're going to Tokyo. In a way, we're covering Boys and Girls in the City next week.
Woo!
We're finally going back, doing a little bit of retro redux here. For kind of your homework, if you want to catch up with us and let us know where we're going, we're going to be covering Uchi Week. So that's up to, I think, episode 9 of that
9-ish.
season.
Yeah, right around
9-ish.
there.
But, yeah, but, you know, I mean, realistically, we're doing this kind of in a way where we imagine a lot of you have already seen it. We've already all seen it. So it's going to be a little loosey-goosey. So if you haven't seen it and you're a little wary of spoilers, you know, maybe put it on the back burner or, you know, at least watch episode 9 up to 10, 11 maybe. Yeah. But yeah, this has been Tadaima. Thanks for listening. Itekimasu.
Bye, Kurosawa.
Bye,
Email us at questions@terracehousepodcast.com. Follow us on Instagram at Tadaimagram, on Twitter at TadaimaPod, and check us out on Facebook and YouTube at Tadaima, a Terrace House Podcast.